Hey, happy 5th of July. Ken Walls coming at you. Welcome to Breakthrough Walls. I am really fired up this morning. I'm excited to have a very special guest. I just found out this dude is actually celebrating a pretty cool anniversary today. So I want to go ahead and welcome Hanso Legend to Denis is his last name, right? Hanso Legend Denis. So welcome to the show, man. I appreciate you coming on.
Man, thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate you, man. I see your work and you're pretty consistent, man. You have a show every single day, so that pretty much says a whole lot about you.
I do, man. I started this show. I'll be 50 years old this month, and I'm like, I give back, man. That's my nature is helping other people. But then, I started thinking about this. I'm like, I gotta do a show where I can actually really make a difference. And so my wife, my last name is Walls, and my wife's way smarter than me, so she's like, why don't you call it Breakthrough Walls? And I went, bingo, that's it. So this show, Hanso, it's about helping people have a breakthrough, helping people overcome the crap that holds them back in life. And I like having successful rock stars on the show, and I've watched you for a while. I see what you're doing, and so that's why I invited you to be on. So let's kind of start with where were you born and raised?
Okay, so I was born in Port-au-Prince, Haiti. So I was born in Haiti, and we migrated to the U.S. when I was 7. So long time ago.
Wow, man. Wow. And you have like no accent.
At times I do. Depend if I get excited when I'm talking, you will hear the accent.
Well, I don't hear it right now, so we don't got him excited yet. We got to work on that. So you came to the U.S. at 7 years old, and where did you? How did that all go down? What was going on in Haiti? What made you all move to the U.S.?
Well, most people are not aware that Haiti is the poorest country in the Western Hemisphere. So a lot of the stuff that we take for granted here in the U.S., it's really tough back home because most people don't have the opportunities that we have here. So for me, because I'm so grateful for my past because of what I endured and what I witnessed. It really made me want to strive for the American dream. So, and somehow my dad found a way to get us over here, and then we had a purpose and we were driven, and so success was just destined. So.
Wow. So your dad, from the age of 0 to 7, you were in Haiti. Do you remember those years?
You know what? I do. So,
do you?
Because me and my brothers, when we got here, we used to have to send cassette tapes back home to family members. That's a long time ago. Instead of voice notes and voice clips, we would record a whole cassette, take turns, and we send it back home to the village so the family members could, listen, and that's what we did,
wow.
Back and forth. Now we can call them. So.
What was it like? What was it like living in Haiti? Because I know I've got a really good friend that's the CEO of a big nonprofit company, and he has another for-profit company, but he sets up vendors in Haiti and other places to sell shoes, and so like I've seen pictures of it's especially after some of the devastating storms that have hit Haiti. But what was it like for you growing up there, man, for the first 7 years?
Growing up in Haiti was really fun. Like
was it?
See the thing is, even though that we didn't have much, it was still fun because the way we operate, when they said that it takes a village to raise a person, like it really does. So let me just paint a picture here. So let's say that there's about 12 families that resides in a neighborhood. So if family number one had money this week, they would cook a meal for everyone else, would participate and come over. And so we would share food that way. So maybe next week or the next day might be family number two, that have the funds and the means. And this is how we lived, so yes, we were struggling, but we still made it. You see what I'm saying? Now
Yeah.
we probably, but then you have others that have it worse than us. So, in Haiti, there's no public schools. So if your parents doesn't have the means, then you're not going to school. Like I can tell someone, where someone grew up just based on their level of education and based on what languages they speak. See, we speak Creole, which is a French dialect. So anybody that speaks Creole only, I can already tell that they're probably from like the bottom of the barriers.
Wow.
We also speak French. If somebody speaks French and Creole, that tells me they're probably more middle class. That means their family had a little bit more means.
Yeah.
If somebody speaks French, Creole, and Spanish, then I can tell that they were what you would call like top of the line. Just on what someone speaks, I can tell.
Wow. So no English?
Well, you do have English school, so that's the final one. If somebody speaks English as well, then you already know that that's the best of the best. I just knew a couple words, good morning. That I know I would use it, but I knew that phrase.
Wow, man. Wow. So you could tell by the number of languages they spoke where they were on the socioeconomic scale.
Absolutely, because see, if you look here, you got people that speak Spanish, German, and all of these other means. That means that their parents are able to put them in these special selective courses. Yeah. Well, I mean, public schooling. So if this person is not really educated to some degree, most people have a lot of kids because when you are in a poverty state like that, I mean, you probably don't have that much to do. Even though I'm not limiting to what we were doing. Like we had fun, we traveled. Typically, like the lady stays at home and cleans and cook, and then the men probably goes to work from 6 to 2. But they had a lot of time together. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So they didn't have all of the stress. Like there's no child support. So if you have there's no government trying to, assist you with that. So we don't have taxes. So if you're buying something for $199, it's $199. So, it's just a different perspective.
Wow. Yes, it is, man. That's a hugely different perspective. So when you got to the United States, where did you guys end up?
St. Louis, Missouri, somehow.
How in the world did you go from Haiti to St. Louis?
Man, you know what? We have never seen snow before. We watched some American movies and we couldn't even fathom how.
Yeah.
We got here, it was cold. I'm talking about I was crying as a kid because, in Haiti, it's like 70 plus every single day.
Wow.
Now I also have to note that, Haiti is a very beautiful island. See, most people don't even know where Haiti is located. But Haiti and Dominican Republic are one island, basically split in half. So most people are aware of Dominican Republic, which has more updated infrastructure, and so they make a lot of their money through tourism. But a lot of people visit Haiti as well. But sometimes what they showcase for Haiti are some of the bad places. I mean, there are like some of the best beautiful islands. Like I just came from a company trip and on a cruise, and we went to Haiti. And people saw Haiti, but based on what's being broadcasted on the news, they would have never fathomed that you could be on an island like this and really enjoy it.
Wow. And it's in the Caribbean, right?
Correct.
Yeah. I know it's somewhere. I've been on a cruise down through there, but I don't think we stopped in Haiti.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Yeah, I'll bet it is, man. So you ended up in St. Louis, Missouri. You're 7 years old. Here it's a requirement that you go to school, right? So you're 7 years old. Do you speak English at this point?
No, I do not.
Not a lick of English.
I know good morning.
Oh my God. And I'm sure in St. Louis, Missouri, there is not a school of people that just speak Creole or French.
Well, I tell you what, one thing that I was grateful for, there's something called the International Institute. And this is a place where they welcome people, all foreigners, people of, all, that come from, and therefore here have people from all walks of life English. So typically you would have a translator, so someone that came before your time was set in place. Eventually we found about that place, and so this is where our parents would go, and of course it would be for our parents and us. We were just at a school. Thank God they had someone that spoke Creole, a
Wow.
nurse, which I never. And so she played a huge role in our lives because you're in a classroom at 7 years old, and I mean, it's like talking to a baby.
Yeah.
So, but that whole process, I'm grateful for it. I'm
Wow,
grateful for it.
man. So you went. Wow, dude. That's intense. Like I can't even imagine. So you come over here. You don't speak English. You're now in a public school, right? What grade would you have started? I mean, did you have to do like testing to see where you fit in, or?
No, I think we went straight to elementary school.
Yeah.
So I attended a school called Hamilton
Wow.
Elementary here in St. Louis. Awesome school.
Well, dude, that says so much about you, though, man. And that's what like this country, people don't realize. People that are born and raised here, like they don't realize a lot. Not everybody, obviously, but a lot of people don't realize what kind of opportunity they have here to make anything happen, right? Anything.
Absolutely.
And
Well,
go ahead.
go ahead.
No, go ahead. What were you going to say?
Well, it all comes down to the mentality.
Right?
Because see, I do a lot of personal development, so I do a lot of reading, reading a lot of books, audios being played in the house all throughout. So that means me, my son, we all getting personal development. Like I want to learn something new, and because my subconscious mind is always working, so I need to be feeding it positivity. So if you look at the top 3% of the people in this world, a lot of them are people that came from another country.
Yep.
Because most, and this is not for me to talk bad about people here, but what I noticed is complacency. Like there are certain jobs here in the U.S. that people might say, like you see Mexicans doing those jobs,
Yeah.
but the American people here might say, what, there's no work, but there's always worked. And so and then the reason I said it all comes down to mindset. If because I have a very mixed group of friends. I have friends from all over,
Yeah.
and so I had a conversation with a lot of my Asian folks, and if you notice that whenever they go into a community, and a lot of them grew up with me here in St. Louis, they said whenever they go to a community, like they're looking for a business, they're not looking for a job. They said they might get a job temporarily,
Right.
but if you look at the Asian population, all of them are business owners.
Yep.
It's not a job. It's not a employee mindset. That's why I said it all comes down to mindset.
Dude, I've seen. I mean, and you have too. The dry cleaners, man. Like it's like the all of them. Around the Columbus, Ohio. Not all of them, but a lot of them are owned by. And you'll have the whole family in there working, and they build it all up, and then you go to their house, and it's like this mansion. Like what? But it's because they know how to work. It's all about work, man.
Absolutely.
So at 7 years old, you end up over here. You're in the United States now. I'm sure that your parents were excited to be here as well, because now it's the land of opportunity, man. It's you can make something here, and so what, like, what was, as a child, what influenced you to and kind of pushed you into what you became as an adult?
Well, see, the thing, I have a lot of families back home, and so we often have to, we send money back home every week. And so because we know what we left back home and seeing that we taste, see, that's why I said it's, I'm glad for all of the experience because it all played a major role because I mean, like there are a lot of people that will come from Haiti and they will come to, the U.S. and they will quickly find something that they can generate revenue from so that they can help build back home because, like $100 here is about $1,200 in Haiti. So you see
What?
the prosperity. Oh yes. So you see the prosperity. So
Jeez.
you can live like kings and queens back home, but at the same time, cost of living, inflation, is still steadily increasing. But there are a lot of people that will come from somewhere like Haiti, and this is the same for a lot of like foreign places. They will come here, start a business, do something so that they can have some sort of legacy back home as well, in addition to here. And
Wow.
so when I got here, I had eventually I had a bunch of group of friends, and it wasn't easy because, see, because I was black and spoke a foreign language, so we were not liked by the black, African Americans. So
Right.
we had that struggle in the beginning, and so it was a process because then you have to find your identity.
Uh-oh. Are you there?
You know, it's and so, but all
I,
throughout that, I
can
just
you hear
knew
me
that
okay?
we had an opportunity because there are so many people right now that are trying to get a visa that are being denied every day. So, yeah, sure to get to see.
All right, can you
I
hear
can hear
me?
you loud and clear. Yes,
Yeah,
I can hear you.
we're having technical issues. Some internet hiccup here.
Okay,
I think
I
you're
think we're
back.
good now.
Yeah, I think you're back. Okay.
All right. So you can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Awesome.
So okay, sorry. Back up. You said that the African Americans didn't like you because you were black and spoke a different language.
And that's the case for a lot of, foreigners. So it's not just me. That's what, but it was just that process, but, that just what happened, just trying to be cool, sometimes didn't work.
Yeah. 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 So growing up as a kid, I mean, when did you lose your accent, dude? Because I don't hear any kind of an accent at all.
I don't know because I speak Creole every day. So,
Do
I
you
mean,
really?
I do because I'm talking to folks back home
Uh,
and then when I meet friends or when I talk to friends over the phone, it's just human nature, that Creole is that first dialect is coming out first,
wow.
So
Wow. So you grew up in St. Louis. Did you guys get to travel much when you were a kid?
no,
No.
nope, nope. What's crazy when I had my aunt when like few months after we got here, she was granted a visa, but for some reason she landed in Idaho, like the state of Idaho. That goes to show you how random it is. But most Haitians
Wow.
somehow, they're either in New York, Florida, somewhere like that. Because see, in Florida, it's almost just like Haiti because the weather is great, and there's so many people that were here before us that already cultivated that Haitian culture in Florida.
Wow. So you, I mean, when did you? I assume you ended up going to high school. You graduated high school and all that. Did you end up going to college?
Yes, I did. I may not look it, but I'm probably one of the smartest individuals you would meet. When I was a teenager, I had college courses here at St. Louis University, which is one of the top schools here in St. Louis. And
Well,
so,
hey,
but
I dropped out of high school, man. So I'm probably one of the dumbest people you'll meet.
hey, it's all about networking.
That's right. That's right.
So, but yeah, so I went to high school, middle school. I even went to a grad school here at Webster University. But I
Wow.
knew, I went to school, to get some education, but mostly was for networking. Like I knew that I can learn so much on my own and through the peers that I had met. And so furthering my education through schooling
Yeah.
was not for me at that point, was
Right.
not for me at that point.
Wow. So you went to let's back up a little bit. Did you end up having a job as a kid?
Yes, I had a job. I used to work at a place called Zip Mail here in St. Louis where I sort mails, and there I got to meet all sorts of different people. And you know what? Speaking of that place, we could only listen to one radio station, and it was like a soft rock radio station. So eventually, I fell in love with soft rock music because that's all we were allowed to listen to. Because there was so many different types of people. Some wanted to listen to rap, some wanted to listen to country, and then they said, "No, we got to find a median here, guys. We can't change the station." And so every day we all would go to work, singing along the same songs that we're hearing at this radio station.
Wow. Now, what year did you get over here to the U.S.?
93.
93. Okay. Wow.
President Clinton was the president at the time.
Yeah. So you had what zip mail? Is that what it's called?
Mm-hmm.
And what was that? What did you
We
do
was
there?
sorting mail. So, for
Oh,
instance, before the carriers get them, we would sort them in different basket. So the same zip code goes here, so it would be easier for them. And that's what all we would do, just sort mails and have conversations all day. It was fun. It was a
wow.
great job.
Wow.
It was.
And how old were you when you got that?
I think I was a freshman in high school.
Okay. Okay. So at some point you finally got out of college for your formal education, and you went to you took the leap into what a career. What did you end up doing?
So when I graduated from, what's crazy? I graduated. This is how I knew that the job mentality was not for me because when I was in college, I graduated with double majors, double minor. I played soccer all 4 years. I'm in a fraternity, so I'm in ATO, Alpha Tau Omega, and I was in student government. I was in band and choir. I did these things, during the course of my 4 years. So I had a stellar resume, and when I finished school, I was offered a job for $60,000, but it was in Keokuk, Iowa. And I went there to visit the place for a week, and it was colder than St. Louis weather. I actually, it was crazy. I actually settled for a job for $24,000 just to be in St. Louis. Oh
Wow.
yeah, oh yeah. And
Wow.
then and then of course I knew I wasn't being paid my worth, but as I look at all the other college students, most of the pays that we were getting, it's like we could have just saved those years of schooling and worked at McDonald's and would have probably had the same, if not more, yearly income. And
Right.
so I'm not saying school is not good. Granted, I learned a lot, but with the use of technology right now on YouTube, I feel like you can learn anything you want.
Yeah.
That's my belief on that.
Totally agree with you 1,000%. I took all college prep courses through high school, and my senior year they said you didn't get a biology credit, so you can't graduate. Like 3 months before graduation, I'm like, what the heck am I going to use a biology credit for in real life? Like, I don't need all that. Let's just roll. Give me that diploma. They're like, nope. And I said, no, I'm out. And I walked out and never looked back. And I for a long time that bothered me until I had a bunch of college graduates work for me that weren't the smartest people in the world either. Some of them, but so it's like I did realize though at 20 years old when I first got into selling that I didn't know anything, man. Like I gotta figure this out. So I started studying Zig Ziglar and Brian Tracy and Tom Hopkins and Jeffrey Gitomer. Jeffrey Gitomer's been on this show. He's a good friend of mine, right? He wrote the Little Red Book of Selling. Him and his girlfriend Jennifer have both been on this show, and they're dear friends of mine. And I'm friends with Grant Cardone. I know all these people now, and it's like I did that because I learned how to sell and I learned how to self-educate, and there's nothing more important. Jim Rohn talked about it.
I love Jim Rohn. He's my favorites.
I'm with you, man. I'm with you. So at some point though, you left the $24,000 a year job, and I at some point you got into your own business, right?
Correct.
What was that? When was that? And what was it?
The first the first time I went to a network marketing event, and was 13 years ago today, July 5th, 2005.
Boom.
And I went to a meeting, a weekly meeting. It was Amway at the time. And one thing I would tell you about Amway, I didn't make much money with Amway, but the personal development and the context that I met, like when they were speaking that day, they were speaking to my soul. I knew, I'm like, this is where I need to be, around these people. And because of Amway, they had I was not reading books, by the way. I mean, I only read a book if it was required for a class. That's the only time I was reading a book. And because of Amway, they had a book of the month club. And so every month they would give you a book. Granted, I never read a book in a year, and here I got to try to read a book in a month. But because of the culture that they created, oh my God, I couldn't wait. And so I was reading a book a month because of Amway, eventually 4 books a month now. So yeah. I'm just thankful for that experience.
Dude, I've said that. I've had some massive network marketers on the show, multiple 6-figure earners. Giselle LaRose, I've had her on. I've had Brett Coffey on. Mandy Madden. I've had some heavy hitters, and I one of the things, and I can't do network marketing. There's a reason. I'll tell you offline, but I love it, and I'm in a couple of MLMs. I'm not promoting the business. I use the product, right? I love it for exactly what you're talking about. Because people wander around this world and they don't know, they can't get motivated. Man, you get in a network marketing, you go to a network marketing meeting and you walk away unmotivated, that's on you, man. Right?
Oh yeah, and the first time I got to start traveling was because of network marketing.
Right.
Because they have all these events. I'm telling you, we wouldn't even have the funds. I'm talking about 12 people in one hotel room.
Wow.
All of us, driving in one car, and sometimes we didn't even have money for a hotel room, so we would drive and sleep outside in the car right before the event.
Wow.
We'll go to truck stops to take a shower. But I love those stories. At one point, it was so many of us, someone had to sleep in a closet. That goes to show you, people that's doing whatever it takes, for them to chase their goals and dreams. Like I recall someone that was on my team, they sold their washer and dryer just to come up with the startup money. All these stories, I'm addicted to these stories because everybody else have excuses, and then you got people that's making it happen. So,
dude, that's it. That you got to get to that place in life, and I honestly, I wrote a book called Walls of Wisdom: Turning Pain into Profit. And I grew up in a horrible, very, very poor family, very poor. Not what you're talking about as far as some of the Haitian poor stuff, but we were poor. And at 7 years old, I'm out pushing a lawnmower around and mowing grass to make money, and I'm shoveling snow in the winter to make money, and I'm doing everything I can, and you got to be willing to do that whatever it takes if you want success, right? So so here you are, you get started in Amway, and man, you had to learn a lot. You had to learn a lot.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, the personal development was the best, and eventually, now I was not making money like that. I was spending a lot of money,
Yeah.
because at the time, one thing I would tell you I still love to this day about network marketing, it really makes you evaluate your friends. Are these people that you're bending over for, that you would do anything for? You join a network marketing and poof, like they're gone. Like, no one will support you. Like, it's crazy. Like right now, years later, I'm in a whole different company. And if you look, all the success stories and all the people that joined me are complete strangers that never even met me on social media. I mean, they see me on social media, but they haven't met me in person. So going back to Amway days, it's like, you have a product, you have a service that you can offer to your friends, something that they can do differently, something that would probably be more convenient for them, and they won't take a look. And it's coming from a friend. Now, you probably have 5, 10 years. This could even be a best friend.
Yep.
And they still won't support you. But they will go support these celebrities that they may never meet. But they won't support someone close to their home. So it really redefined. So because of network marketing, I went from being the popular kid, loved by everybody, to having like a handful of real friends.
I get it, man. I get it. So you quickly found out who was rooting for you and who pretended they were rooting for you.
Exactly. And now, just because someone doesn't support you doesn't mean that they're not your friend.
Right.
But you don't have to join me. At least you know what, you are, referring people to restaurants and everything else. My friend has a business. I'm not in it, but that's my friend. If you're looking for extra income or these type of services, at least, refer me like you would refer restaurants and everything else.
I agree. I agree.
These people, your friends, they stop taking your calls because they're thinking that you're calling about network marketing. Like, hey, I just wanted to hang out like we normally did. I mentioned it to you. It's not of interest. Let's get past that. Let's still hang out. You
Right.
got best friends that no longer answer the phone but also you got to see most people are coming from a job mentality mindset to now entrepreneurship. So you done had the personal development process and they haven't had it yet. They're still on stage one where you started from. And so that's why it's tough to, to try to get both to coexist.
Well, and it's you out. I mean, and I don't mean this in an arrogant way, but you outgrow those people, and when that happens, it's like I have very, very few close friends. I have a few, but it's a very tight circle now, and it's because you start hitting these new levels, and you start going. You have a conversation with somebody about a Jim Rohn tape or that you heard, or something Zig Ziglar said, and then they look at you like you got a third eye. Like, what? like you can't have an intelligent conversation sometimes, and that's important. So let me, as you've traveled along this journey, and you're far more educated than I am, by the way, as far as formal education. But as you've traveled along this path, how important, and I know we touched on it, but how important is self-education compared to formal education?
Well, see, to me, it makes a huge difference. So, and here's what I mean by that. Now, someone was explaining to me, why, they said that the lion is like the lion, runs the animal kingdom. And here's why. Now you got the lion. So, the lion has this attitude. So, for instance, it's not taller than the giraffe.
Right.
It's not, bigger than the elephant. But all these other animals, they can, they are stronger than this lion. But for some reason, See, the lion has this mindset, which means that when he sees an elephant, that elephant is lunch. But the elephant, because it has a weaker mindset, when he sees the lion, his mindset is to run.
Right.
But clearly, this elephant can easily stump this lion.
Right.
But see, that's how I look at formal education and then self education. See, the lion, because of his mindset, he's self educated.
Uh-oh, we have another freeze
See,
up.
ability.
There, you're back. You're back, I think.
Awesome.
Okay.
I can see you.
Okay, so you were saying the lion, you look at the education, self-education as what now?
As like, so the lion as being self-educated, and then everybody else that's in the animal kingdom. Because if you look at, because the lion is not, smarter than the hyena. It's just he's not the fastest, but how come he dominates this jungle? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like, but it's because of mindset.
it is.
He knows that when he sees them, they're lunch, and they have that scarcity mindset, that poverty mindset, that fear is still in them, but they could beat him.
Right.
So the lion is self-educated to me, and everybody else is that formal education.
And and we see all the memes on Facebook, but one of my favorite memes ever is the one of the the lion does not care about the opinions of the sheep. Like, he don't care. Like, I don't care if you like me or not, man. You're lunch. Right? So
Exactly. Yeah, absolutely.
So so you've been in network marketing for exactly 13 years today. That's
Correct.
incredible, man. That's incredible.
Thank you.
So 13 years ago today, you got in network marketing, and you never looked back.
Correct. I mean, because of Amway, see, and I do the radio when I'm driving a car, but because of Amway, they gave me I purchased these cassettes,
Yeah.
and so my personal development, and I used to give rides to people, and they would feel uncomfortable listening to personal development, and then others would like embrace it. So me, I'm like, if you're in my car, I'm not changing this, I'm not stopping it. I need this because this is when I get to listen to it.
Right.
So, and then when I would go to sleep, I would have personal development plan on repeat so that my subconscious mind would be feeding on to that. So I wake up to it and listen to it throughout the day, and that's what helps shape my mind and help shape the decisions that I made in life.
So, I think I've met a lot of people, man. I mean, I've met a lot of people. And I've met people that were born privileged and had everything given to them, and they walk around with a victim mentality. And then I've met people now that were born and raised in Haiti that didn't have shit given to them, pardon my language, but nothing given to them, that walk around with a champion mindset and not a victim mindset. And so, as you've gone through this journey now for 13 years as a network marketer, and obviously you've done very, very well with it, what do you see as the biggest thing that holds people back in life?
Okay. Well, one of them, it's the excuses that they believe. Like, for instance, when I came here, a lot of people that they automatically think that when you come here that that you're on government assistance, which means that the government are giving us extra money per month because we came from Haiti. That's what a lot of my Caucasian friends they thought. They said, well, the Haitians, the Mexicans. I mean, look at we work hard. Eventually, we get a car. Let me share this with you. See,
Yeah.
Again, I have all sorts of friends. And so I grew up with some Mexican friends next door. And this was their thought process, okay? So let's say it's a family of 5. So what they do, They all work hard. They save their money. They get enough money to where, let's say that you were one of the 5 kin. So now they put all of their money together, and now you can go out and get your first car. Guess what they do? Now they do the same, rinse and repeat. They save all of their money, and guess what? Now everybody have 5 cars. Everybody in this household are working different jobs, but they help each other get a car.
Yeah.
It's saved. Now, after the first car, let's say that, maybe you find a lady or maybe you want to move on. See, they help each other now get that first apartment, but they do everything together. Now, people outside looking in might say, man, you got 10, 20 people living in one house. That's what they're seeing. You see what I'm saying? But they don't know what's really going on, because they know that, that's why when I look at the foreigners that have came from somewhere where that they probably, that have came from somewhere that have seen how life is there.
Right.
They want to do something differently here. So most people, it's just excuses, because I started with a job. Like, I have nothing against the job. I work jobs to get to where I'm at.
Right.
Everything you go through is a life experience. The people that you meet, I didn't, like, people might see me here, but not knowing, like, when we got to the U.S., we were still struggling.
Yeah.
My dad was working at a factory. We didn't have a vehicle.
Right.
We didn't know, when we would eventually get a vehicle.
Right.
It just, all those things were just stages and then process. But that's what keeps me humble. That's why I'm a family guy. I take care of my family, and because I know where I came from, I can't. There's certain things that I could probably do to blow my money, but it's like, I know there are people struggling. I know there's somebody waking up right now really not knowing how they can eat. You got people just dying of starvation. So every now and then, whenever, I always make sure I take a trip back home, because it just refreshes.
Yeah.
Because sometimes I might get too comfortable myself. I might become a little bit complacent. But when you go and you hear me?
Yeah, you froze up there again. You're back.
Sorry.
You're back. It's not your fault, man. It's the internet.
But also, it's you got to have the belief factor, because you got to see, we were struggling in Haiti, struggling here, but I always had the end in mind. I said, you know what, I always wanted to be the person in my family that made it. I'm the first one to graduate from college. I'm the first one with a better credit score.
Yeah.
I mean, it just that. Because I think leaders are just people that just take the extra risk.
Yep.
It's not that I had the funds. It just that it just had to be done. Like, I want to be the sole person that when my family members have financial issues, money wise, I'm the first person that they think of. So because I want that role, it pushes me out to do all the extra things. Like, I'm always working, but it's fun. I get to work from home. I wake up when I'm done sleeping. See, I say that, but most people don't understand that. Like, when was the last time that you woke up when you were done sleeping? Not by an alarm clock or whatever, but, at will, So it's like, me and my lady and my son, like we travel every month together. But it's all possible because of network marketing. Like, we can build our business from anywhere.
Yep.
It to me, that just. But I also now have friends that are, making money like myself, or we are pursuing the same dreams and goals. And guess what? This is what makes this all worthwhile for me. I was hanging out with some friends, and we were just discussing about, what? We should go to Japan one day. And one guy in the group said, why don't we go tomorrow? Everybody in the room was like, well, let's check the tickets. Needless to say, 13 people booked the flight to Japan.
Wow.
That day. So it's like, it's the options.
Yeah. Freedom.
I mean, what exactly? The options of having both time and money, freedom. See, most people have never left St. Louis or their current state. And there's so much. I want to travel.
Yeah.
I love traveling. I love learning about different cultures. And I love the success stories of hearing because it just resonates with me how someone had nothing. I mean, you probably thought I had it bad, but I meet people that had it worse than I
Yeah.
did.
Yeah.
You know?
I get that. I do too, man. So I think, and it's almost a rhetorical question, but if you met, let's say, and I know you have, there's no way that you haven't met somebody who's struggling, that their lights are getting shut off tomorrow, or they're going to lose that vehicle back to the bank, or they're having all these problems. They don't know what to do. They can't find their rear end with both hands and a flashlight. And they don't, like they come to you and they say, Hanso, I'm my life's falling apart. I don't know what to do. I don't have any money, no 2 nickels. I can't do anything. I'm paralyzed, and the fear is just getting worse. What do you say to that person?
Okay. I would say this. First of all, we've been evicted before here in St. Louis.
Yeah.
My car has been repoed before. So I'm going to answer your question. So even though, because, sometimes, life happens and we have to regroup. Even though when I came from Haiti, I knew that we were going to do this and do that. I mean, we still, sometimes you fall into, life happenings. And so, and I also share this, even though I had all of this personal development, because folks have all this knowledge, but it's not applied. So when I started making money, in 1 month, I blew $28,000 in 1 month. But I had the mindset, but I didn't apply it. So
Right.
I'm just explaining, what happens at times. Now, this person, it doesn't matter where you're at. You're struggling. You don't see the light at the end of the tunnel. But guess what? You know people. This is a people business. Whatever you're doing is a people business. Most people say, I'm not a people person. Well, what kind of person are you? An animal person? Because you see people every day. Like, how are you not a people person? So sometimes you don't necessarily have to have the funds, but the people that can help you attain the funds. Because one thing I learned, we are only 6 levels of separation from anything we want in life. So for instance, if you wanted to meet the president right now, so let's say me, I know Ken knows so-and-so knows this person knows the Secretary of State, this person knows the assistant, boom, now we have met the president. See, it's anything you want is attainable. You just have to have the belief and to go for it. Because in my opportunity, sometimes folks might say, well, I don't have the funds. I said, well, you have to become creative. Borrow $25 from 12 people.
Right.
It just, whatever you have to do. It just, you got to be uncomfortable. When you're uncomfortable, like I've been broke and I've been rich. Trust me, I know which one I want to be, So it just, you just have to be uncomfortable. Like sometimes like you have to go through that because it is necessary.
Yeah.
Because you are grooming and developing yourself. So it's like, there's no excuse,
None.
because I always think someone is is doing better in a worse situation than I have. That's my mindset. So I can't give up. I can't be content. I always have to strive for more. It doesn't matter who you are. Somebody, or you can do something differently.
Dude, and it's like Grant Cardone. He says, one day I'm gonna make it. Until then, I'm just gonna keep hustling and grinding, man. And that's what he says. This dude got hundreds of millions of dollars, right? So like, and I agree with that mindset, man. I mean, I live in a pretty nice place, and I wake up. I told my wife. She's like, this and that, and I'm like, I wake up scared every single day because I've lost it all and I've had it all, and I've lost it all and I've had it all, and I've lost it all and had it all. So I've been through the cycles, and it 1,000% of the time. And this is a common denominator, by the way, of all the successful people I've interviewed on this show, is it all comes down to mindset and action. And that's what you're saying, man. That's right. It comes
Absolutely.
down. You got to have that mindset right.
Absolutely. And then some people, they give up too quick, because they quit on themselves. People quit on everything, which is, some folks quit it on school and whatever. This is what I tell people. The first person you dated is typically not the person that you married. You had to go through a lot of different people probably. So
Right.
it's like, it's the same thing with an opportunity. You have to make it work.
Yep.
And so ultimately, the end in mind, this is what I am, this is what I'm blessed with.
Right.
People
Yeah.
say money's not everything, but if you want to help somebody here, you need money. You want to change the world. You want to change your community. Like, you want to impact your community, but you got to impact yourself first.
Yep.
You got to be in a sound situation before you can help anybody. One thing I notice about making more money, like my perspective, I used to wake up not knowing how we were going to pay the bills. Like, you got disconnection notice, and like, you at work, you thinking about this, and it messes up your whole perspective and how your whole outlook on life that
Yep.
day.
Yep.
You get upset at people, not their fault, your own, because of you stressed out about bills.
Yep.
Imagine you can wake up. Now, granted, we're still working.
Right,
So it's
right.
like, work doesn't stop. We're still working, but the options that comes with that. Could you imagine any family member could call you right now, and say, hey, we need this, and that. No problem. I got you.
Right.
Go pick it up in 10 minutes. Hey, we're off this weekend. Could you guys come down? I book a ticket right now. We're coming down.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's just, that's what I'm so, grateful for, is just the option of both time and money freedom, and the connections I have made. Some of my best friends, well, you might as well say my best friends have came from network marketing,
Yep.
or pursuing something different than what was taught, conventionally. So it's just, these people understand me and I understand them.
And I again, I 1,000% agree with everything you're saying, man. Like, people that are lost and stuck, I would immediately, almost always recommend, hey, go get some kind of a job, make something happen. Like, go mow yards, pick up dog crap. I don't know. I mean, there's people getting paid millions of dollars a year just to go pick up other people's dog shit out of their yard. Like you can make money doing anything. The only thing that's stopping you is your excuses. That's it. So, I'm bad, man, because I have a hard time having empathy, because it's like, dude, I've been homeless 4 times. I know, I have no, I don't, I know what it took. It took me having a huge mindset shift. And once I did, man, and I quit drinking 16 years ago. But, once I had that shift, life became magical, man. I had, I'm a best-selling author now, man. It's like, I couldn't have done that, with the bad mindset. So that's what you're talking about. And I totally agree. So I would tell everybody, if you're stuck, hit up Hanso, because he can help you get into network marketing, and it'll change your life. It really will. I mean, it's unbelievable. So hey, so we're coming up to the end of the show, but let me ask you, how can everybody follow you?
Well, I'm on Facebook. I'm on YouTube under Coach Legend. Like Ken said, so my middle name is Legend, so most people know me as Legend. I am a life and business coach as well. So I'm on YouTube as Coach Legend, and I provide a lot of value there. And that's one thing. Eventually, when you start building a legacy or a business, you want to be omnipresent.
Yeah.
Most people, they don't understand what that means. See, I am consistent on Facebook. I'm consistent on Facebook. I post on Instagram. I post on Google Plus, and I'm on YouTube, and I'm on LinkedIn. And the reason I do those things is because all of those people, all of those different mediums cater to a different audience.
Yep.
Some of my people that are on LinkedIn are probably not as active on Facebook and Snapchat and so on and so forth. So when you're all over the place and all the time, you know, people see me, I'm attracted to lifestyle. So when I see someone that's living a life, I'm attracted to that. See, I can only take financial advice from people that I would want to trade places with. So, you know, you guys can find me on Facebook, and, you know, I provide value, you know, every single day. And, you know, I just uploaded 30 videos on YouTube this week.
Wow.
30 videos.
That's
and
awesome,
so
dude.
Folks might have excuses like, you know, I can't even do 30 in a year. And, you know, like today's Thursday, I uploaded 30 videos this week already just on YouTube.
That's incredible, dude. So you don't make excuses, man. I mean, again, here's the thing, man. And look, if you and I both are just completely real with everybody, there are times that I make excuses, and there are times that I let those excuses run my life. But at the end of the day, today, compared to 20 years ago, like my excuse window has shrunk down to next to none. Like, I don't let it go too long, right?
Absolutely.
Same thing. Like, I don't feel good today, so I ain't gonna do as much.
Absolutely. And then I have accountability partners.
Yes.
They keep me in line, you know, because sometimes, you know, I might waver and, you know, but no, it's all about, you know, your circle of influence. You know, just like they say, you would be like the sum of the 5 people that you hang around.
Yep.
And if it's 5 broke people, you're bound to be the 6th one. If it's rich people, you're bound to be. It's because of the decision making process and their mindset. You can't tell them your excuses because they're not going to buy it. They're not going to validate it. So it's like, well, I mean, I can't even come up with excuses because they're not going to buy it. I guess I have to work.
That's it. Dude, that's right. That's right. It's why it's important to have the right people around you. Because I literally was talking to a friend of mine out in Los Angeles this morning, and he's up super early, and you know, we were talking about some of this stuff we're talking about right now, and this guy's worth $30 million, and it's like, you know, like it's amazing how people live on excuses. Like, it's crazy. So, you know, look, man, I appreciate you coming on the show. I wish you nothing but massive continued success, man. If there's ever anything I can do to help you in any way, you know, just hit me up. But is there any parting words of wisdom you'd like to leave my audience with?
Absolutely. First off, thank you so much for having me. Like, I will never forget this day because this is my 13-year anniversary.
It's awesome,
and this is the day that we did this, so I will never forget that. Now, guys, one thing I would say, guys, see, this is my favorite quote. 1 alone can dream. 2 alone can make that dream come true. Anything is possible, guys.
Wow. Love that, dude. Love it. Well, Hanso, do I call you Hanso or Legend?
Hey, whichever one you like.
Which one do you like?
You know, both of them are unique. Have you ever met somebody named Hanso, or have you ever met somebody named Legend? So
no,
you know,
man.
Everybody knows me as Coach Legend. So.
All right. Well, bro, I appreciate you coming on the show. I know it's a little bit earlier out there, so I appreciate you taking the time out of your day to come on the show. And best wishes to you, your family. Your 14-month-old little baby.
Baby Legend.
Baby Legend. Love it, man. Love it. Thank you so much, bro. I appreciate it. Thank you to everybody. Don't hang up, by the way, but I'm going to end the Facebook Live. So thank you to everybody who's been on here. Thank you to Coach Legend for coming on. I appreciate you, man. And thank you for sharing this out as well. So you guys have a great day, and we'll see you tomorrow. Peace out.